Ramaswamy sir. Please,
Yes,
please mute all the.
yes, madam. Okay.
All participants.
So,
Madam Malika, madam, please unmute yourself.
yes sir, unmute చేసుకున్నాను. Am I audible sir now?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Very good morning to one and all on this occasion. Hearty welcome to BJR Government Degree College, Narayanguda, Hyderabad. Our esteemed principal, Dr. P. Balabhaskar sir, our vice principals, Geeta Lakshmi Patnaik madam and Radhika madam, our esteemed dynamic coordinator of Osmania University, Professor Ramulu sir, and our distinguished guest of the day, Dr. Ashok Shrothi sir, from Regional Director of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, our dynamic coordinator of Benares Hindu University, Professor Bala Lakendra sir, and NSS Program Officer from Benares Hindu University, Chinmay Roy sir, all my distinguished colleagues and students, very good morning to all. So here today we are going to, on this occasion of 150-year celebrations, Gandhi Centenary celebrations, we are organizing a national webinar on Gandhian ethics and leadership. First of all, as we all know, Einstein has opined about Gandhi that the future generations will wonder whether a man of this kind has marched on this earth with flesh and blood. So unarmed India was disarmed. Unarmed India disarmed the mighty British by the Gandhian philosophy of ahimsa and non-violence. Such a great person he is. So with this, I want to introduce my principal, Dr. P. Balabhaskar sir. Dr. P. Balabhaskar sir is a principal of BJR Government Degree College, Narayanguda, Hyderabad, and sir is also the Academic Guidance Officer, Commissionerate of Collegiate Education, Telangana State, and sir did his PhD and MSc from Osmania University, and sir's academic caliber is excellent. He is a gold medalist in MSc Physics, and he has a varied teaching experience of 21 years and administrative experience of 8 years. And at present, our sir is privileged to be the member of Executive Council for Osmania University, Hyderabad, worked as NSS officer too, and delivered lectures across the state through Mana TV channel, written textbooks in physics for BSc course, and he is the recipient of Best Principal Award and Best Haritaharam Award for the college under his leadership. And as an academic guidance officer at the Office of Commissionerate of Collegiate Education, sir is serving the thousands and thousands of student community. And for the benefit of students, he has taken so many initiatives across the state of Telangana with special emphasis to government degree colleges. And through online mode of admissions, the enrollment in government degree colleges has increased under the stewardship of our dynamic principal. And sir took initiation in introducing several new courses in government degree colleges in the Telangana state, which have job potential. And he has created an atmosphere in government degree colleges where the faculty are able to use digital technology to reach the students with respect to conduct of online classes, online assignments, and invited talks, webinars. He is a very good dynamic and humanist principal, encourages faculty to pursue refresher courses, orientation programs, faculty improvement programs, personality development programs, inner engineering programs, and also doctorates. And sir is an excellent academician, and under his leadership, college is becoming a paragon of excellence, our BJR college. Sir, really we are lucky that we are working under your dynamic leadership. Now I request our principal, Dr. P. Balabhaskar sir, to welcome all the guests and give welcome address to the participants. Sir? Sir?
So, good morning to all the members, participants who are there on the line, and good morning to today's our welcome from BJR College students and faculty, to Professor M. Ramulu Garu, NSS Program Coordinator, Usmania University, and today's resource person, Rajendra Reddy Garu, Chairman, Gandhian Prasthana, Hyderabad, and another resource person from Banaras Hindu University. So I welcoming you all, sir, and also the regional joint director from Uttar Pradesh. So welcoming you, sir, wholeheartedly on behalf of our BJR college students and staff for this program. In this context, I must also congratulate our faculty of social sciences, especially the Mallika NSS program coordinator of our college, to organize such a wonderful program. As we all know that the topic what we have chosen is a very apt topic that we have to discuss and we have to debate. This is the time to do that, because as we are observing the news in the papers, not only in India, as well in our state also, there are few cases that are being observing. That too, these cases are from the generations like the age of 20 to 25. So this is one thing where each and everyone must think of about the values and ethics. So Gandhian philosophy is a very, very simple philosophy, but it is very difficult in execution, that is in implementation. That is one of the very interesting point about the Gandhian philosophy. It is not so easy to follow it, but in theory it is very easy. In practicality it is a little difficult. But the very important point is definitely the students of undergraduate and postgraduate are in an age where they need to practice the Gandhian values and philosophy. Definitely. Otherwise, the things what we are observing now that may see in more number in coming days also. So in that context, I congratulate the NSS program officer, especially Mallika, for arranging a webinar on Gandhian philosophy. And not only that, inviting a very highly expertise resource persons, the regional regional director, and the resource person from Banaras Hindu University, which is a very, very, very oldest or any ancient university in India, that we all know the credibility of the university also. So because of this COVID and the technology, we must all thank in one way, because even we invite physically the professors or resource persons from Hindu Banaras University. I doubt they'll spend time or not. But today, because of this technology, the advantage of technology is in such a way that we could able to invite the resource persons, very, very highly expertise, invite the resource persons from the far off places. And it is a very, very lucky for us to hear them on this context. So I once again congratulating, and once again I am welcoming all our guests today wholeheartedly on behalf of our college. And I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to
Hello.
welcome us today. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, from the bottom of our heart for sparing your valuable time and giving a valuable address about the relevance of Gandhian philosophy. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. K. Suryanarayana, sir, Head Department of Commerce, BJR Government Degree College, to introduce Professor Ramulu, sir, Coordinator of NSS Program, Coordinator of Usmania University.
Thank you, Madam. I am happy to introduce Dr. M. Ramulu Garu, special guest of today's national webinar. Sir is member of faculty in the Department of Economics, Usmania University, Hyderabad. Sir is at present NSS Program Coordinator, Usmania University. From 1998 to 2007, Sir worked as Marketing Officer in the Directorate of Marketing and Inspection, Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperation, Government of India. Sir had conducted several surveys and prepared valuable and useful reports on agricultural commodities. Sir visited Philippines to train promotees in niche marketing of agricultural products. Sir has 20 years of teaching and research experience, more than 20 publications in various reputed journals. Sir has participated and presented his research findings at national and international seminars and conferences across the nation. Sir had completed 2 minor research projects which were funded by CERO, UGC, and SAP Department of Economics. Sir has been associated with academic and administration services. During academic year 2014-15, Sir was the Vice Principal, University College of Arts and Social Sciences. Sir was Joint Director, Directorate of Admissions from 2010 to 2014. From 2007 to 2010, worked as Additional Controller of Examinations, Examination Branch, Usmania University. At present, Sir is the visiting faculty for the institutions like Manage, Krida, DMI, Sameti, KVKs, marketing departments, and boards of central and state governments. Sir is the adjudicator of doctoral theses of various universities all over India. He has been delivering lectures in Academic Staff College for Faculty of Economics. Sir has prepared and recorded e-content on agricultural marketing in India and role of cooperatives in agricultural sector. I invite you, sir. Really, we are very happy to you being the chief guest of today's national webinar. Sir, please deliver your valuable address to us.
Good morning, all of you. Thank you very much, sir. You are nicely introduced. I sometimes may not be deserved, but even though you are introduced in a very nice manner, thank you very much, sir. And good morning, all of you. And I respected principal, Bala Bhaskar, sir. He is the executive council member of our prestigious university, Usmania University. As a well-versed in the all aspects of the subject and the related areas, so nice to meet you, sir, this occasion.
Sir, unmute చేసుకోండి sir. రాములు sir, mute అయ్యింది, unmute చేసుకోండి sir.
Okay. Sir, thank you. Now, Bala Bhaskar, sir, the honorable principal of the college, and he is a member of the prestigious Usmania University. And this is a nice occasion to meet you, sir. And Bala Lokendra program coordinator, the oldest university, Banaras Hindu University. That's a prestigious university. As well as Gunna Rajendra Reddy, sir, is a beloved speaker, eminent speaker. He knows a little bit of the Gandhian philosophy, Gandhian ideology. Really, you are inviting him means that definitely we will benefit from him, sir. That's the sir. As well as Chimna Kumar Roy, sir, NSS program coordinator, as well as regional director of the UP, Geeta Lakshmi, Madam, vice principal, particularly NSS program officer, Madam Malika, and Kishan, sir, as well as other my beloved friends. So many people are there. Personally, I know that BJR college. Means almost all I treated as another faculty member among the BJR college, because when I was working in Badruka college, all my colleagues are transferred to the BJR college. That way, I am thinking as a part and parcel of the BJR college. And once way, I am appreciating all the program officers and NSS volunteers who are the main instrument of the success of the program. Otherwise, very good. That way, all my old friends, present friends who are working there, all the faculty members, I am congratulating you, all the program officers, and I am thankful to the professor, principals are supporting you. Today, very good the generally Gandhian philosophy. The other speakers are there. I don't want to go to the much of depth of the Gandhian philosophy. Generally, Gandhi, we are remembering the year it rise, one is the birthday and one is the 30th June assassinated. Remaining 363 days, we will forget. But it is not the case of this one. If you are forgetting that, you are forgetting our entire history. That is the matter. Mallika Madam, what I used to say is that the generations may not be believe such a personality and journey as a life journey as taken in India. It may be difficult question to believe the future generation. Now, the Gandhi almost all struggled a lot. He experienced a lot, and he implemented what he got the experience in reality. Generally, theoretically, we will speak so many things, but Gandhi is not like that. When he is experiencing, then only will come to the practice. Otherwise, he won't take care of it. That means whatever we are believing, whatever we are practicing, we should experience ourselves and do the things in a positive manner. That will be how to learn from Mahatma Gandhi. Almost all Mahatma Gandhi spent in jails almost 3,338 days, almost 9 years to 10 years he spent entire life in jail. In the jail also he written so many books and other things also there to inculcate the reality of the society in our coming generations, we are present generations. That way, Mahatma Gandhi, one of the important aspects we should definitely carry the legacy and other things also. And generally, I can tell you one of the things as an economics professor. When we are teaching in the classroom, we will always tell my students particularly the standard of living, standard of living, standard of living. Improve the standard of living. Every person per capita, standard of living, standard of living. But always we are forgetting that what about the standard of life. That is important point. Mahatma Gandhi just never had good dress and other things. But what is the standard of life? Even though so many rich people are living a very prestigious life, it may be high standard of living, but standard of life where? Mahatma Gandhi is not diametrically opposite side. We should learn the standard of life is the question rather than the standard of living. It may be the standard of living, maybe the important, I'm not saying they're denying that, but simultaneously standard of life also one of the important aspects also there. One more understanding that what means here today all over the world. The problem here, one of the so much of the crisis of some people are adopted the terrorism the way of life. As well as anarchism the way of life. Exploitation the way of life. So simply they want to gain and greed is increasing day by day rather than gain. That is the dangerous philosophy. Only want to earn so much, you are the completed forester. If you want to earn the money, you know that it is completed to even the Tata because for rich persons if you continue the same legacy. But you don't want that. You want to contribute something to the society side. That's why we should understand that how what type of philosophy we should learn. We never forget the truth. We never forget the non-violence. As well as generally, he is morely concentrated on rural economy, rural-oriented economy. Unfortunately, we are going to the urbanization, urban economy, urbanization economy. What are the problems? We know that I am not going to industrialize, but the ruralized economy, we should go back to the rural economy, go back to the rural areas. All the volunteers will complete with education. Go back that instead of certain instead of thinking the government other things, should be into your entrepreneurial skills with utilizing the natural resources are available in the rural areas. That you should think in that, and rural upliftment is very, very essential. Swachhata is very essential. That is the one of the important Gandhian philosophy. We know we need to concentrate always Satyameva Jayate. What the entire life the Satyameva Jayate. Satyam always is the will. That's what Gandhi has given. You all should go to the other things. This way simply we understand the Gandhian philosophy, truth, non-violence, satyagraha, dharma. Dharma means we are not religion aspect of the Mahatma Gandhi never said that dharma is the religion aspect. It's non-religion aspect. Dharma means every religion of dharma. You should follow that. Ultimately reach into the ultimate goal of, you may be believe some other name of the God, ultimately of the dharma, ultimately of the unbeatable person we may call God. What dedication has been given by Mahatma Gandhi, whole life completely sacrificed. Maybe some are the, for every human beings, some of the drawbacks are the human being, because it's only flesh and blood, what we already said that human beings are there, but always we think that only minors we cannot bring out. That majority, the Mahatma Gandhi, ideal man, is not only father of the nation, he is a father of the world also sometimes. That's why Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi, even Barack Obama, so many people like, so even Yasser Arafat, he is a follower of the Mahatma Gandhi philosophy. Ultimately, everybody believes that Mahatma Gandhi philosophy is the ultimate winner, ultimate participant, ultimate, we adopt that philosophy. Definitely, the peace will come up all over the world, not only India. For me, they given a good path, the way of the duty, our duties are for path of the duty, the way to the glory. Definitely, all of my volunteers, all we are going to the right path and bring the glory and name and fame of our nation. This is only simply as other speakers are very wonderful. Definitely, we gain the knowledge from them. Thank you very much for giving this good opportunity for all faculty members, including who are visiting the faculty from Banaras Hindu University, UP, my beloved friends, and particularly NSF coordinator, program officers and volunteers who have taken initiation. Really, I am so salute and salute to you all the people. Thank you very much. Good day, good morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable speech on Gandhian philosophy and ethics about Satyameva Jayate and its true implementation in true spirit. I know Professor Ramulu sir since years, and really, as Gandhi said, he's the embodiment of simple living and high thinking. He's a Gandhian in true spirit. That's why a lot of respect towards you, sir. We are really inspired by the way you exercise your leadership in the office. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, for being with us. Thank you very much, sir. Now I invite our chief guest, Dr. Ashok Shroti, sir, Regional Director of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Government of India. Sir, please deliver your valuable address. Really, we are elated by your great presence on this occasion. So all are looking forward for your inaugural speech. Sir, kindly deliver your inaugural speech.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Respected Principal, BGR College, Hyderabad. Respected NSS Coordinator, Usmania Vishwavidyalaya, Ramulu Garu. Respected Malika ji, conduct this program. Respected BHU Coordinator Bala Lakhen ji, Chinmayan ji, and other dignitaries show participation in this program now. It is a very my privilege to attend this webinar, Gandhi Darshan. Two type of the topics in subjects, one leadership and other ethics. जैसा कि आपको मालूम है कि गांधी जी के हम जो आज पर्व मना रहे हैं, गांधी पर्व, ये 3 दिवसीय गांधी पर्व पूरा हिंदुस्तान गांधी जी को याद कर रहा है, बल्कि मैं तो कहूँ पूरा विश्व याद कर रहा है। लेकिन दो शब्दों पर जो आपने संरचना की है कि गांधी जी के दर्शन में लीडरशिप और उसके साथ साथ में एथिक्स। देखिए, एथिक्स के बिना अगर कोई व्यक्ति लीडरशिप करता है या राजनीति हो या सामाजिक लीडरशिप हो, तो वह ज्यादा दिन तक स्थायी नहीं रह सकती। इसका मतलब साफ ये है कि हमें पहले अपनी स्थापना करनी होगी, और वो स्थापना आपके कर्म के आधार पे हो, वर्क के आधार पे होगी, सब्जेक्ट के आधार पर होगी। जो व्यक्ति जिस कर्म के क्षेत्र में विश्वासीनता अर्जित कर लेता है, वह व्यक्ति समाज में उस क्षेत्र का लीडर हो जाता है या उस क्षेत्र का अगुवा बन जाता है। जैसे राजेंद्र सिंह जी हैं, जल पुरुष के रूप में अपन जानते हैं। तमाम ऐसे जो हमारे बड़े बड़े महापुरुष हैं या जो समाज सेवक हैं, उनका एक क्षेत्र विशेष पे उन्होंने काम किया और उसका परिणाम ये निकला कि वे उस विषय के मर्मज्ञ या उसके एक्सपर्ट्स हैं और उस पर लोग फॉलो करते हैं। तो ये जो सब्जेक्ट है, ये वाकई में अपने आप में तारीफ काबिल है सकती है। नेचर हम सबका पोषण कर सकता है, लेकिन एक भी लालची आदमी, एक ग्रेडी पर्सन के लिए नेचर के पास में कुछ भी नहीं है। एक व्यक्ति पूरी के पूरे संसार की दौलत को अपनी जेब में रखना चाहता है, और गांधी जी के दर्शन में कहा गया है कि मेरा जीवन ही मेरा दर्शन है। गांधी जी को जितना पढ़ेंगे, अपन समझेंगे और सोचेंगे, उतना ही उन्हें हम फॉलो करने के नजदीक होंगे। सत्य, अहिंसा और उपास, ये 3 चीजों के आधार पे उन्होंने अपनी बात को समाज के मध्य। सत्य, अगर जीवन में हम सत्य बोलते हैं, एक बार सत्य कमजोर हो सकता है, लेकिन पराजित कभी नहीं हो सकता, हार नहीं सकता। अहिंसा के माध्यम से जब भी जन आंदोलन किया जाए, ये वर्ड मुझे लगता है पहली बार डिक्शनरी में आया जैन के बाद पे, और ये डिक्शनरी में जब आया तो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को हारना पड़ा, और उसके बाद कई राज्य, कई ऐसी कंट्री हैं। कई और कंट्री हैं जिन्हें भी, तो गांधी जी को नौजवान आज पढ़े, खासकर चुनाव जीते और हम लोकसभा और राज्यसभा और विधानसभा तक जाकर अपने मत का उपयोग करें, अपने विचार का उपयोग करें। नहीं, पहले समाज में अपनी
Sir, please continue, sir. Dr. Ashok, sir. Dr. Ashok, sir. Dr. Ashok, sir. I think sir has some signals problem.
Oh, yes, he is not connected with us now.
Yeah, okay.
There may be some technical problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you please continue, madam. You please continue.
We'll continue or we'll wait for 1 minute for sir.
Yeah, you wait for 30 seconds and
yeah.
Yes,
sir.
No issue.
Yes, sir.
So, sir was talking about Gandhi and his ethics.
Yes,
And perhaps, yes, he was talking something very meaningful. And one of my friend, he wrote that he should speak in English. Yes, whatever he is speaking in my lecture, I will include all these things. And he was talking that even Gandhi as a leader and throughout his life, he talked about ethics. Yes, sir, Dr. Shruti, sir, are you listening, sir?
Just keep a message.
Sir is not in this meeting, I guess.
Okay.
There must be some
Anyhow,
network.
yes. So you continue, madam. Now, Professor Vink, Mallika ji, please continue.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We are really grateful to Dr. Ashok, sir, for giving his valuable message that Gandhi's life is itself is a message, and his ideals of non-violence and satyagraha should be emulated by all the students. And now I request Srimati C. Shanti Madam, Assistant Professor of Political Science, to introduce Dr. Bala Lakendra sir, NSS Program Coordinator of Benares Hindu University, an esteemed university in India, one of the oldest universities. It's an institute of higher learning. Really, we are grateful, sir, by your presence. I request Shanti Madam to introduce sir.
Okay,
But you speak only in brief, only 2-3 lines. No, not more than that. Please.
Okay, sir.
2-3 lines.
Good morning to all. I deem it a privilege to introduce today's resource person, Professor Bala Lakendra. Sir is presently working as a program officer NSS Banaras Hindu University. Sir did his PhD in botany and MA in mass communications and a TRF certificate course in community radio. Sir did his specialization in various areas like radio, television, film, youth, rural development, traditional media, street theatre, and public relations. And sir is a member in various professional, national, and national level bodies and societies like Community Radio Forum India and Indian Institute of Public Administration and Indian Society for Gandhian Studies. Sir has received various awards like National Youth Award 94, Trophy for Youth and National Development, Vivekananda Smriti Padak by Bihar Governor, Best NSS Volunteer Award by Patna University. Sir received training in Scouts, NCC and NSS and participated in several national camps. And Sir also presented papers on various issues and published them. Sir participated in the Media for Child Rights, a sensitization workshop for media persons and students organized by UNICEF in 2009. And Sir has also participated in a training program on environment and disaster. And Sir participated in a master's training program in parenting adolescents in 2009, organized by Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, Sri Perambur, Tamil Nadu. I welcome you, sir, to this session. Thank you, sir.
Actually,
Thank you.
sir is a born volunteer, NSS volunteer with that service spirit. We can see from his biodata that since his childhood is a good NSS volunteer, recipient of Indira Gandhi Award when he was NSS volunteer in his childhood. So really, please inspire our students so that they should become like you. We all should emulate your great community spirit. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Mallika ji. This is the occasion when we are remembering Gandhi, and throughout the country and even throughout the world, we are celebrating Gandhi Parva. And from 31st September to 2nd of October, 3 days program are organized throughout the country. And as a part of that program, today, BJR Government Degree College, Narayan Guda, Hyderabad has organized this national seminar on Gandhian philosophy, ethics, and leadership. So we will be talking about all these three very important components: Gandhian philosophy, ethics, and leadership. Meanwhile, respected principal of this college, Dr. P. Bala Bhaskar sir, Vice Principal Dr. P.V. Geeta Lakshmi Patnayak, Srimati S. Radhika ji, Honorable Regional Director of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Dr. Ashok Shruti ji, Program Coordinator of Hyderabad University, Dr. M. Ramalu sir, the key resource person, Dr. Guna Rajendra Reddy, Dr. Syambhavu Patel, Joint Registrar of Banaras Hindu University, Dr. Chinmay Rai ji, and Organizing Secretary, Madam Dr. Venkata Mallika ji, and Dr. H. Kishan ji, and all the friends, all the learned friends connected throughout the country and dear volunteers. Really, it is going to be a great day for us when we are remembering Gandhi in this national seminar. And the topic of the seminar has decided or designed as Gandhian philosophy, ethics, and leadership. So I will be talking on these three components respectively. So starting with this Gandhi, you know, as we all know, Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi is popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma means pious, very high, having very high quality and great soul. He is called Bapu in India, meaning father. He is officially honored in India as the father of nation. Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi, as a national leader, a freedom fighter, a visionary, a humanist, and a socialist reformer, and a great thinker. He is known throughout the world as the person who led the peace, and throughout his life, he talked about ahimsa, non-violence, truth. So today, when we all, the whole world, you know, the whole world witnessed two World War, World War I and World War II. And the way we are moving ahead, really, someday I was talking to a Gandhian, and he said, he's from Hyderabad itself, Professor Prasad, Professor G.B.B. Prasad, who is the president of Gandhi King Foundation. So he was talking that, you know, when the whole world is running behind weapons, there may be a third world war, and if there is, nobody is going to survive. The whole humanity will be destroyed because we all are having that much weapons with us. So Gandhi today is more and more relevant, and we should remember Gandhi as a man who gave message of peace, love, and dignity. He has been a source of inspiration and role model for not only the common man, but various other leaders such as Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela as well. One of the eminent scholar has defined leadership as leadership is the process of influencing others to understand and agree about what needs to be done and how to do it, and the process of facilitating individual and collective efforts to accomplish shared objectives. So when we see this definition of leadership and when we see Gandhi, so we will see that what quality of leadership Gandhi was having and how Gandhi led this whole world, this mass towards Indian freedom struggle. Gandhi was not born as a leader, but he certainly had traits of one. He was a simple man leading a simple life, but strongly believed in and practiced the values of unity, equality, truth, non-violence, justice, and honesty. His values and personality were instrumental in fighting the fight against Britishers. He was patient but persistent, as he knew it was no simple task attaining India's independence. While he was defiant, resistant, daring, and provocative at times, he always remained calm, caring, humble, and polite. So these four things are very important for a leader, and this is the best quality of a leader. And these are, one should be very calm, caring, humble, and polite. And Gandhi was having these all quality in him. He exhibited distinct characteristics, qualities, and behavior of a charismatic leader, transformational leader, and level of all kind of leadership. So when we say transformational leadership, it means that Gandhi was having this capacity to transform a personality, transform a person into a social leader, into a leader of the society. Due to his leadership quality, Gandhi was highly trusted by his followers. Given the fact that he was motivated for Indian freedom, not for his personal interest, not for his own self, but rather for the society, rather for the betterment and the concern of the people. Gandhi drew vast admiration due to his noble intentions, high moral values, and ethical standards. Gandhi was highly self-confident and strongly believed that India would gain independence, and he started this freedom struggle and he completed it, and India got independence on 15th August 1947. Really, it was Gandhi who led the whole nation throughout the country, even starting from Gujarat, the Dandi Yatra, which we all know. Gandhi gave a message of peace, love, and brotherhood. Gandhi's vision, inspiration, confidence, and positive attitude motivated and enhanced the collective efficacy of the people, inspiring the belief that unity is critical in order to make India free. This collective belief gave a determination of his followers to willingly put in this freedom struggle and persisted the long, hard road towards freedom, and finally India got freedom. So it is the Gandhi who gave a leadership, a quality, and the decision making of Gandhi was really very excellent and very, very great. Gandhi was by no means an impressive leader by appearance either. You know, Gandhi was looking so simple, wearing a very simple dhoti. That's what not like today's heroes. He was a very simple his appearance, but he was having a firm determination. Despite being old, short, and slim built, he had the ability and charisma to appeal the masses through his public speaking and interpersonal skills, which had widespread effect throughout the country. And Gandhi led India, Gandhi led the people towards the freedom struggle. So when we are saying Gandhi as a leader and Gandhian philosophy, ethics, and leadership, so these all components are very important today. One should understand. So if you want to know Gandhi, if you want to understand Gandhi, and if you want to see the leadership quality of Gandhi, so we should see that what qualities Gandhi was having. So I'm going to talk some of the qualities of Gandhi. He was having strong self-control, motivated to satisfy the need for power in socially acceptable ways, more emotionally mature, exercise power for the benefit of others, hesitant about using power in a manipulative manner, less egoistic and defensive, accumulate fewer material possessions, have a longer range view. So if you see all these qualities of Gandhi, and Gandhi talked about Ekadash Vrat. You know, in Ekadash Vrat, Brahmacharya, Asteya, Aparigraha, these are the main component of Gandhian philosophy. And when Gandhi talks about the personality, about the leadership, about the youth, he says that this nature is having ample of things to give life to the people, to fulfill the need, but the nature does not have anything to fulfill the greed. And today we are moving towards the greed. So today Gandhi has become more and more. We should talk about Gandhi more and more, or particularly the youth of India. They should read Gandhi more and more, because Gandhi, whatever he said, Gandhi practiced it, and he said, Gandhi, if Gandhi said aparigraha, you see his life. Gandhi's ashrams are throughout the country. Even there is one ashram in Bihar, one ashram in Sevagram. Recently, last year, we did one cycle yatra from Banaras Hindu University to Wardha, Sevagram, covering 1100 kilometers. And in between, we talked about more than 1 lakh youth of different colleges, schools, and universities. So, and we came to know that what kind of personality Gandhi was. We visited Sabarmati also. If you see Sabarmati and Sevagram, these two ashram, and when it was asked that Gandhi should have one ashram, Gandhi said to Jamnalal Bajaj, listen Jamnalal, if you want to create one house for me in Sevagram, it should be like a poorest of the poor. The person, a poor person of this village or of this area, the house which they are having, I should have only that type of house. If you visit Sevagram, you can feel it, you can see it, and Gandhi, and then you can realize that Gandhian philosophy, Gandhian lifestyle, and whatever Gandhi said, he did. So in his life, there is one story of Parichure Shastri. I hope all the colleagues, all the students should know, and many of you must be knowing the story of Parichure Shastri. Even if you talk about leprosy today, we know that there is drugs are there, medicines are there, and there is a particular kind of treatment available today for leprosy. This MDT, multi drug therapy treatment, is available. Like in those days when Gandhi was there, Parichure Shastri got leprosy anyhow, and he tried to meet Gandhi, but he could not, and then finally decided that I will go to Gandhi, and if he does not meet me, I'm going to kill myself. So Gandhi met him, and Gandhi asked him to stay in his own ashram Sevagram. And if you visit Sevagram, and I request Madam Mallika ji to please have a tour for his NSS volunteers. You visit Sevagram and you see what Gandhi did. Gandhi served Parichure Shastri he himself with neem tel and all these things, and finally Parichure Shastri was cured. He was cured from leprosy. So Gandhi gave the message, but he did it. He showed the way. So Gandhi's life is full of examples. I'm not going to make you bored, but my personal request is that you read Gandhi. Gandhi's Atmakatha, his autobiography is available, and everyone should read Gandhi, particularly the youth of India. Okay, friends. So something about his transformational leadership. Transformational leaders possess unique charismatic behavior that include sacrificing personal gains for the benefit of group, setting a personal example for followers, and demonstrating high ethical standard. The topic of the seminar is Gandhian philosophy, ethics and leadership. So Gandhi, throughout his life, he just fixed and he gave examples of ethical values. For example, his followers were motivated by him, trusted him, admired him, were loyal to him, and respected him. Transformational leaders also appeal to higher value of liberty, justice, peace, and equality. Gandhi lived for such cases and fought his entire life to stand by these all values, which is liberty, justice, peace, and equality. Even, you know, the Sevagram ashram was constituted out of this only. Gandhi was moving from that area, and he came to know that many of the people are not allowed to drink water from a well. So Gandhi insisted, and Gandhi said, no, water has been given by the God, and everybody, whether he is from any community, he or she belong to any community, he has every or she has every right, equal right on water, and nobody should be debarred from it. And that well was opened for everyone, and Gandhi, this ashram Sevagram was established there, and throughout his life Gandhi worked for the poor, Gandhi worked for the downtrodden. Dear friends, as we know that we are celebrating 50th year of the National Services Scheme, and you all are the NSS volunteer. So as a program coordinator of Banaras Hindu University National Services Scheme, I think I should speak something also about National Services Scheme. So if you permit, I may continue for another 5-6 minutes. Madam Mallika ji.
Sir, please take your own time, sir. Please inspire our students. No problem.
Okay. So this is how we know. So dear friends, you know this NSS was established in 1969. Why 1969 and how we have completed 50 years? So just I am going to talk. You please listen. And if you have any question regarding this, you can raise your hand. You can ask question, and we will be happy to answer your query. So I was talking about Gandhi. You know, Gandhi starting from Porbandar, then going to South Africa. You know, you must be knowing the story how Gandhi was thrown out the train, and then from there, and then again Gandhi coming to India in 1918, then 1920 movement, and finally 1947. So in these years, Gandhi did a lot for the masses, for the poor, for the needy. When India got independence in 1947, even since then, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, you all know that we got independence in the middle of the night, and Pandit Nehru addressed the nation. In his address also, Nehruji appealed to the youth, appealed to the youth of India for building of the nation. So with this aim, in India, the idea of involving students in the task of national service scheme dates back to the time of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. The central theme which he tried to impress upon his student audience time again and was they should always keep before them their social responsibility. The first duty of the student should be not to treat their period of study as one of the opportunities for indulgence in intellectual luxury. You see the word intellectual luxury. He is using this word intellectual luxury, but for preparing themselves for final dedication in the service of those who provided the news of the nation with the national goods and services so essential to the society. Advising them to form a living contact with the community in whose midst their institution is located, he suggested that instead of undertaking academic research about economics and social disability, the students should do something positive so that the life of the villagers might be raised to a higher material and moral level. So Gandhi says that it's not only a responsibility of a student to get knowledge, but his responsibility is to go to the society, because the society has given everything. Suppose you are in a college where this program is being conducted. The college is situated in a society, in an area, and where the people of the society has donated their land, has given many things to the college. So it is our moral responsibility, the responsibility of the students, it is the responsibility of the teachers, that we should give back to the society also, because society has given to us. Of course, this society has given the land and everything, so it is our moral responsibility. So this was Gandhi who talked about social service. So post-independent era was marked by an urge for introducing social service for students, both as a measure of educational reform and as a means to improve the quality of educated manpower. The University Grants Commission, headed by Dr. Radhakrishnan ji. The Radhakrishnan, we all know, the the first vice president and second president of India, and we are fortunate that Dr. Radhakrishnan ji was the vice chancellor of Banaras University. We are fortunate that we are working in that institute where Radhakrishnan himself headed this institution. So Radhakrishnan ji recommended introduction of national service in the academic institution on a voluntary basis, with a view for developing healthy contacts between the students and the teachers and the society. He said that there should be a linkage between the campus and the community in other hand. The idea was again considered by the Central Advisory Board of Education in the meeting held in 1950, and in first 5-year plan, Government of India in 1952 introduced this, and they said that social and labor service for a student for 1 year will be must, and from there this movement started. In 1958, the then Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, in his letter to the chief ministers, mooted the idea of having social service as a perspective for graduation. He further directed the Ministry of Education to formulate a suitable scheme for introduction for national services scheme into the academic institution, and the process started from there only. In 1959, a draft outline of the scheme was placed before the School Education Ministers Conference, which was held in Delhi. In pursuance of recommendations, a National Service Committee was appointed under the chairmanship of C.D. Deshmukh on August 28, 1959. And this committee also recommended that youth should be given opportunity and youth should be given time to associate themselves with the society. In 1960, the instance of the Government of India, Professor K.G. Sayyadin studied national service by students implemented in several countries of the world and submitted his report under the National Service for the Youth to the Government of India. The Education Commission headed by D.S. Kothari, we all know about this Kothari Commission, and the Kothari Commission is really very important, and one should know the recommendations of Kothari Commission, which commission was constituted between 1964 to 66, and they recommended that the students at all stages of education should be associated with some form of social service. This was taken into account by the State Education Ministers Conference held in April 1967. And this matter was taken to the Vice Chancellor's Conference held in 1969, and they welcomed this recommendation and suggested that a special committee of Vice Chancellor could be set up to examine this question in detail. In the Statement of National Policy of Education of Government of India, it was laid down that this work will be included, and in May 1969, a conference of the students' representative covering throughout the country and all the vice chancellors, including the ministers of education, were held with UGC, and finally on 24th September 1969, NSS was introduced in Indian university. So we know, and we have completed 50 years also. So 24th September 1969, and 1969 being the birth anniversary of Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi was a very important year when throughout the country, throughout the world, people were remembering Gandhi, his philosophy of peace, his philosophy of non-violence, truth and all. So in 1969, the then Education Minister Dr. V.K. R.V. Rao launched the NSS program in 37 universities of India, and that point of time we covered 40,000 students of the country. But at present we are almost having 40 lakhs students, and today we are covering almost most of the university of India, and there may be one or two private or few private universities where NSS is not there, National Services Scheme is not there. But today we are covering almost the universities, colleges, and even the +2 level schools are also there having NSS as their very core activity of the college, of the campus. We all know, and even if we know the objectives of NSS, just I am reminding you the objectives of NSS. And if I am taking too much time, Madam Malika, just to tell me. Otherwise, I will continue for another 2-3 minutes. So as NSS volunteer, we should know what are the objectives of NSS. The basic objectives of NSS are to understand the community in which they work, understand themselves in relation to their community, identify the needs and problems of the community, and involve themselves in the problem solving. Whatever Gandhi said, if you belong to a particular community, if you belong to a particular area, and if that area is having some problem, if that area is suffering, so it is your moral responsibility, it is our moral responsibility to see that this problem is solved, this problem is resolved. And this is one of the objectives of NSS. Develop among themselves a sense of social and civic responsibility. Utilize their knowledge in finding practical solutions to individual and community problems. Develop complete required for group living and sharing of responsibility. Gandhi talks, even Gandhi said group living, community living. And you know, even if you visit other countries, you know, as Madam was saying that I received some awards by the Government of India. In 1994, I was sent to Japan to study the lifestyle of Japanese youth. And there we stayed with the community of Japan. We were from India, but we were sent to the village and we stayed in a village family. We stayed there. We tasted their food. Not only tasted, we learned how to prepare Japanese food. And this program was introduced. Even in India, we should have this program. Even those who are staying in urban areas, those who are staying in towns, they should go to the village. They should spend at least 1 or 2 days with the community, and they should say how they are spending life, what kind of hardship they are facing. So it is our responsibility, and it is one of the objective of NSS also. The another objective of NSS is to gain skills in mobilizing community participation. Yes, we should think for the community, and we should also create some possibility that community, they come and they work together and acquire leadership qualities. You listen, the title of the seminar is Gandhian Philosophy, Ethics and Leadership. The main objective of NSS is to acquire leadership qualities and be the part of the society and develop capacity to meet emergencies and natural disaster and practice national integration and social harmony. So if you see the objectives of National Services Scheme, really, even if you cover 2-3 objectives, you are going to be one of the best person of the society. You are going to be one of the best student of your college. You are going to be one of the best student of your university and best student of your state as well as the nation. Recently, on 24th September, Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind ji, has awarded the NSS awards, and I hope one student was from Hyderabad or Telangana. He received this national award. and this award was given him for the work which he dedicated for the society. So today, this is high time when we should think about our society, about ourselves. Even when you work with this society, you are giving a very good kind of platform for yourself. You are creating a platform for yourself where you can see your personality growing. Finally, starting initially in 37 universities involving only 40,000 volunteers, the scheme has grown over the years, and it is implemented today with an involvement of more than 4 million volunteers spread over 396 universities, 47 councils of +2 levels, and students are working effortlessly, and they are widely acclaimed by the community, universities, college, and general public as NSS volunteer have been rendering selfless service to the community. And dear friends, honorable speakers, and all the dignitaries, this is very high time when not only India but the whole world is facing the problem of COVID. As we know that there is no medicine, specific medicine, still we don't have any vaccine. It is high time. So NSS volunteer has worked day and night for this period also, for this pandemic also. And today, once again, I request all of you, all the volunteers, you please visit your nearby area. You please visit your rural areas and see whether people are getting proper food or not. What are there are different schemes launched by Government of India, whether the poorest of the poor, where the last person of the society, whether they are going to be benefited with these schemes. Even Honorable Prime Minister of India, day and night, he talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance India, and until and unless the youth of India, until and unless the NSS volunteers are awakened, we are not going to do anything. We are not going to move towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Once again, we remember the Vivekananda. It is said that he is the visionary who saw the structure of modern India. Swami Vivekananda said, we want that education by which character is formed, mind is expanded, intellect is expanded, and one can stand on his own feet. Today, we are talking about new education policy. Dear friends, in new education policy, there are so many things. They are going to give you freedom of thought. They are going to give you, this new education policy is going to give you a new platform for your own unfoldment. You can see yourself, and there are so many things in new education policy also. So on this kind occasion, on this pious occasion of this 1st October, and we all may be knowing that today 1st October is being celebrated as Voluntary Blood Donors Day. Today is also the Blood Donors Day. So I appeal to all of you, this is high time. During COVID, there are so many people suffering. Please donate blood. These few words, I thank and I really congratulate Madam Mallika ji for organizing this wonderful national seminar on the topic Gandhian philosophy, ethics and leadership. In these few minutes, I don't know whether I spoke something meaningful or not, but my personal request is you please read Gandhi, you please read Vivekananda, and if you want to move ahead, please do something for your society. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, from the bottom of our heart for giving a holistic coverage on what Gandhi did in Sevagram, about his views on village reconstruction, and how the NSS is related to Gandhian ideals, and how self-sufficiency and linking it with the present Atmanirbhar Bharat. You have organically linked all the concept of Gandhian ideal with the present day scenario. Thank you very much, sir, for your cooperation, guidance, and support, everything. Really, our students were enlightened by your speech. Thank you very much, sir. And now I request Geeta Sri Madam to introduce Chinmay, sir, NSS Program Officer of Benares Hindu University.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Good afternoon, one and all. And this is Geeta Sri. And it is a great privilege to me to introduce Dr. Chinmay K.R. Roy, sir. And sir, he did the graduation and post-graduation in commerce from Delhi University. He completed his PhD from Faculty of Commerce, Banaras Hindu University. Presently, he is working as assistant professor in Faculty of Commerce, Banaras Hindu University from 2014. Sir, area of specialization is marketing and research methodology. Sir has published more than 15 papers and 6 edited books. He has also presented papers at various universities, national and international seminars, conferences, including one abroad at Indonesia also. Sir was appointed as Program Officer of NSS, Faculty of Commerce, Banaras Hindu University, has been actively involved in social services. Are cordially inviting you, sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, and deliver your speech. Thank you very much to all.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to all. Thank you, BJR, Government Degree College, Narayangota, Hyderabad, the whole team, the NSS Unit 1 and 2, and a special thanks to the Program Officer Mallika ma'am for giving me this opportunity to speak. So, so many wonderful speakers have already spoke before me. So, I don't have much words when there is Ashok Shoti sir is there, Bala sir is there. So they already have, Bala sir has so wonderfully elaborated the very facets of Gandhi, and is very well elaborated the whole philosophy, the whole ideology of Gandhi. So there is nothing much left with to speak, I guess. But still, I would try to justify. I'm not a scholar of Gandhi, but like the life of Gandhi inspires me. The book he wrote, the quotations, even the small quotations that he has phrased, and even the various stories that has influenced me, and somehow it has changed our ideology and the way we think. So I will try to justify myself, and I to speak about such a great personality, being such a small person, and talking about such a great personality. So I would try my best to justify myself. Thank you, Bala sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak also. Okay, so so I will start with a very small quotation. So probably you all must have heard, and it has been also discussed in this webinar. Some of the speakers have said this, and I will start my deliberation with a small story of Gandhi, right? So he said that you must be the change you want to see in the world. This is a very famous quote of Gandhi. He said, you must be the change you want to see in the world. So there is a very small incident, a small story about Gandhi. There was one lady, she came with her 10-year-old son to Gandhi, and he complained to the Gandhi that Gandhiji, you are such a great leader and everyone listens to you, whatever you say, everyone is following. So please advise my son, this 10-year-old my son, please advise him not to eat too much of jaggery, good. He is eating too much of jaggery, and please, you are such a great leader, you have influenced so many people. If you will ask him to stop eating so much of jaggery, probably it will benefit him, and he will not detroit his teeth. So Gandhi gave a thought, and he asked the lady to come after 1 week. So the lady was surprised, and she thought, okay. So after 1 week, so the lady with her son, she again came back, and then Gandhi, he told the boy, dear son, you should not eat too much of jaggery. It is really harmful. It is not good for your teeth. It is not good for your health. That is what Gandhi said. And a lady was a little bit surprised. Like she said, Gandhi, you could have said this when I came back a week back. You could have told me that then. So Gandhi said that I myself used to eat so much of jaggery. So unless and until I practice it on myself, how can I say it to someone else? And how can I be convincing? unless and until I practice it by myself. So that is the incident. That is what Gandhi used to say or meant when he said that you must be the change you want to see in the world. So in our locality, we used to say that par updesh kushal bahutere, like to give preaching to someone else is very easy, but rather following that to ourselves is a difficult task. So that is what Gandhiji was when he did it on him. That is what he said, his experiment with his life. He said he has done all these experiments with truth, experiment with non-violence. He himself practiced it, and when he got the results, then only he used to preach it. So that is why we say that the life of Gandhiji itself is a example, is something which we should follow. So that was a small incident, that is a small story which make much sense in today's time, right? So sometimes it is also asked that is Gandhi relevant today? So like it has been almost so many years have passed after independence and after the life of Gandhi. Is Gandhi's thought, is Gandhi's ideologies, is Gandhi's the walks of life, it is prevalent today or not? Does it make sense for today's youth? Sometimes it is says, see, we always used to the youngs usually they used to make jokes that Gandhiji used to say that when one person slaps on the right of your face, then you offer him the left side of your face, right? So sometimes it is the youth quote that it is funny. This is not going to happen in today's world. It is not going to work in today's time. So the question and the debate has arisen whether this Gandhi or the Gandhi ideology, is it relevant today or not? So there have been many debates, and when we actually learn and when we study deep into all this, we actually find that the Gandhi's ideology is still relevant today. So when Gandhi said that when you are slapped on the right side of the cheek, you offer the left side of your cheek, he doesn't mean that you surrender. Rather, he meant that when you offer your right side of the cheek, probably the person in front of you, his heart might change and he will think, see, I am doing something wrong. So that is what Gandhi's ideology was. It was not that you surrender. See, being a weak, if you say sorry, it doesn't mean that you are weak. It means that you value the relationship. It means you value the bond more than the personal ego. That is what his ideology was. So I will speak of few points on which Gandhiji has focused, and what we find that it is still prevalent and it is still important. Like first is Gandhi's principle for ahimsa, non-violence. It was based this Gandhi's philosophy of ahimsa was based on non-violence and compassion. And if we see that non-violence is the violence is still a problem in our Indian society, even the world. The word like Balasar has pointed that every country has the nuclear power, and they see it does not matter whether you have one nuclear bomb or 10 nuclear bomb. Even a single nuclear bomb is enough to destroy the whole humanity, right? It's not the point of having 10 nuclear bombs or 50 nuclear bombs. The point is why to use it, right? Rather the word, it should live in a brotherhood. That is what Gandhi's ideology for non-violence was. So he said that non-violence as a principle remains relevant, especially today, with so much going around us, with so much political turmoil, with so much war on geographical boundaries. This is happening every day. So the ideology of non-violence is still prevalent today. And that is what we think, that Gandhi is still the ideologies of Gandhi. See, it is very hard to imagine, like the people who are born in this generation, even for me, it is very hard to imagine when we see that Balasar has rightly pointed out that Gandhiji was a lean man with a single dhoti on his body. How can a person of this personality could challenge the whole British kingdom? It was a very difficult thing to imagine. So had it been the violence, we would have not stood in front of the British military or something. It was the non-violence, it was the non-cooperation, it was the Swaraj ideology that helped the Indians to stand to the mighty British of that time. So that is why it is still relevant to today's society even today. See, learning to deal with the issues calmly, rationally, without resorting to the violent is a means which is something that the young should learn today. So nowadays, with so many things going on around us, we we easily become very much conscious, and we become irritated, and we become depressed, and soon we become violent about some things. So anything which is happening around us, we very easily we become very much violent. That is what we should change. We should not be violent on petty issues. Rather, we should follow the Gandhi's principle of ahimsa. Then he talked about Swaraj. So when Gandhi talked about Swaraj, when he spoke about Swaraj on the first, so he meant in the real sense of self-rule. So Gandhiji said that Swaraj means it's free from foreign influence and external control. And if we see today, even today, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, is calling for self-reliant Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Like the speakers has already said. So what is Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant? It is something, see Swaraj, when Gandhi talked about Swaraj at that point of time, India was under control of British Raj. So it is not there. It is democratic nation. So Swaraj, even the concept is there, but the whole what we can say, the interpretation should be changed. Now Swaraj does not means you are like politically you are under control of some external government. Swaraj now means how much self-reliant you are, how much dependent you are as a country on your resources, how much proud you are on your own culture rather than the borrowed culture from the West. So that is what Swaraj should be interpreted in the current context. That is how Gandhi is relevant today. That is how the ideology of Swaraj is relevant today. Like Atmanirbhar Bharat, when we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, we talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about developing indigenous factory, developing indigenous goods. So that is what is the ideology of Swaraj in current context. Then Gandhi also talked about truthfulness, which is very much prominent even today. So Gandhi always advocated about honesty, and he condemned about the act of lying. So he preached about three tenets of truth: truth in thought, truth in speech, and truth in action. So that is very important. So truth, it does not mean only you speak truth. Rather, it should be in your thought also. If you think about someone, if you think about something, you should be pious in your thought process. You should not think evil about anyone. That is how. So when you think good things about others, that is going to help you yourself. You are going to develop yourself from inner self. That is how you are going to bring change in yourself itself. Truth in speech, like you speak truth, and truth in action. Whatever you do for the welfare of the society. That is what he has emphasis, and it is prevalent in today's world also. With so much corruptions, with so much red tapeism, all these things are going on. This ideology of truth in thought, truth in speech, truth in action is still prevalent in today's time. Then Gandhi talked about secular ideologies. So we know that in today's time there are so many turmoil. Even in India, we see that there are so many turmoil in respect to the religious conflict, religious ideologies conflict. So Gandhi used to respect all the religion. So his secular ideas was not didn't only get the place in Indian Constitution, but it was found place in the society as a core value system. Somehow in today's time we see that it has been diluted to some context, but still if we see that even there is no harmony among the religious sectors, so obviously there would be a very bad consequences on the total wholesome development of the country. So that is again very prevalent in today's time, that we go for secularism. We should be tolerant about others, ethical, ethnical behavior and ethical ideologies. See, tolerance in the society will help in neutralizing the ethnocentric bias in the globe that is taking place day by day on the basis of religion, caste, ethnicity, and region. So we know we see that most of the time there has been violence on the basis of caste, on the basis of color, creed. So recently in America there is a Black Lives Matter is going on in America. So can you imagine the world economy, which is such an advanced economy, we say that they are so much educated, but still there is a situation like Black Lives Matter. So these are things which is still there. So that is why unless and until all these things gets cured or gets healed, unless and until that time, the Gandhi's ideology will be still relevant in today's society. The last point he talked about cleanliness, swachhata. And if we say that swachhata hi seva, he used to say that swachhata hi seva. He used to clean his ashram, like Balasar has said. He used to clean his ashram. He used to clean his own clothes, his own used utensils. So that is how it is prevalent in today's time also. And this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has become so much like this flagship of Indian programs, Indian government program, and it has given so positive responses, so positive results. So that is what we say, that even the ideology of Gandhi is still prevalent in today's time. So I have highlighted only few points. However, the Gandhi is prevalent and he is like vital in every walks of life. Like he spoke about decentralization of power when he talked about establishing Panchayat Raj. He spoke about caste system. He spoke about societal values, and even he spoke about the idea of climate change and sustainable development. He used to say that Earth has enough for human needs, but not for human greeds. So that is what his idea was sustainable development was. You would be surprised to know that there has been recent inauguration of Gandhi Solar Park at UN headquarters, which itself is a fact that whole world recognize the whole world recognize the ideology of Gandhi. So Gandhi's political contribution has offered us independence, but his ideologies still enlighten as India as well as the whole world in today's year after so many years. That is why Nobel Prize winner Rabindranath Tagore has rightly called him Mahatma. So that is what this is what I would like to conclude in the last, that Gandhi is not dead. Gandhi is still with us, and Gandhi is still prevalent among us. That is all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you the whole team for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Really, your thoughts enriched us and our students. Thank you very much. We have linked everything that, yes, as Gandhi said, man-nature relationship is symbiotic, and environment is there to satisfy man's needs, but not his greed. It is being proved in the present time. So his philosophy is still ever relevant until this earth is there. And as you have said, a Gandhi on caste system. He also has worked for the upliftment of underprivileged sections of the society, and he said that religions should not be divided. We should go in a united manner, which is still relevant even for India now. That is there. And you have related decentralization. The concept of Panchayat Raj is really taken from Gandhi's ideal of Gram Swaraj. Yes. That's why it was incorporated under Article 40 and the Directive Principles of State Policy in the Constitution. Thank you very much, sir. Your relevant thoughts have inspired us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you very much. Now, it's the time for the students. I want my students, so you have listened to great lectures from Professor Bala Lakendra sir, Professor Ramulu sir, our principal sir, and Dr. Chinmay sir. So students, please speak. I want our students to share their thoughts on this occasion, because you are the future of this generation. You are the future of our nation. So nation is on your shoulders now. Please inculcate these values. Come forward. Please share your thoughts on this occasion. So Tarun Reddy, are you online?
Madam,
sir.
As there are repeated, this everybody is talking about Gandhi. Only we are talking. So you know, we should give a small break so
Yes,
that
sir.
a student can rethink, and they can start. So
Yes,
meanwhile,
sir.
if you allow, we
Yes,
should
sir.
present a bhajan of Gandhi
Yes, sir.
very renowned bhajan of Gandhi, Raghupati Raghav Rajaram.
Okay,
So
sir.
I'm going to sing that bhajan, and
sir.
there will be a break of 2 minutes. Yeah, so we will
Yeah.
start this bhajan. I request all of you to sing this bhajan. And of course, not necessary that you unmute yourself. Let
Yeah.
it be muted, but you sing this bhajan.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to start this bhajan with the permission of Madam Mallika ji.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Please.
Because unless we sing this bhajan, we cannot
Yeah.
talk about Sarvan Dharm Sambhav and all.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Is it like that? So,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, भज प्यारे मन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे मन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जो है अल्लाह सो है राम भज प्यारे मन सीताराम जो है अल्लाह सो है राम भज प्यारे मन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पति पावन सीताराम जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
Students, please share your thoughts. It's your time now.
Yes, student, you please raise your hand and speak about Gandhi. Whatever you feel, even if you have any question, you can. And you should speak. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Can I sing can I say a kavita?
Yes, yes, yes. If it is related to peace, love, brotherhood, you please.
Yes, sir. Okay. A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries present in the session. I'm Anam Firdos from BJR GDC. And first of all, I would like to thank all the elders who have enlightened us from their valuable presentation. As we are all aware that tomorrow, that is October 2nd, is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti, which is also marked as the International Day of Non-Violence. In advance, I would like to present a kavita in Hindi. So, सच्चाई का लेकर शस्त्र और अहिंसा का ले अस्त्र तूने अपना देश बचाया गोरों को था दूर भगाया दुश्मन से प्यार किया मानव पर उपकार किया गांधी करते तुझे नमन तुझे चढ़ाते प्रेम सुमन बापू के सपनों को फिर से सजाना है देकर लहू का खतरा इस चमन को बचाना है बहुत गालियां हमने आजादी के गानों को अब हमें भी देशभक्ति का फर्ज निभाना है अब हमें भी देशभक्ति का फर्ज निभाना है थैंक यू एवरीवन
Thank you. Very good, Anam Firdaus. Please, any of the participants, please share your students, please share your views on Gandhiji. Hello, sir. 2 minutes. Students? Yes. Yes, Rajkumar. Rajkumar. Deepu. Yeah, Gnana Deepu is joining, I think. Deepu? Gnana Deepu? Gnana Deepu? Deepu?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you please share your views on Gandhi?
ఇక్కడ సిగ్నల్స్ కొంచెం వీక్ ఉన్నాయి మ్యామ్, ఒక్క నిమిషం.
Okay, Shashidhar Reddy, you want to speak meanwhile? Shashidhar?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
I want to speak.
Yeah,
I
please.
want to thank today webinars, ma'am.
Yeah, you please speak on Gandhi. Yeah.
As Bala sir has rightly pointed out, we should give return to give back to our society.
Yes.
And today's session was very nice, ma'am. Chinmay sir also briefly explained all the points of Gandhian life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we are the responsible citizens of our country to enrich the Gandhiji ideas and follow.
Yes.
And as a part of NSS, we should leave to serve for the nation.
Yes.
And thank you, ma'am, for conducting this webinar and enriching the Gandhiji ideas
Yes. Very
in
good.
the us.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Thank you. So, is Sai Chitra there? Sai Chitra? Sai Chitra? Okay, Deepu?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please speak.
As SARS from BHC University said that Gandhiji's influence on NSS and NSS programs, and also in NSS making of NSS rules and regulations.
Yes, sir.
I think their views and ideas were helpful for the students who have joined today's session, and many of them are saying that today is a very useful session for all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Tarun has entered. So, anyone? Sai Chitra, you want to speak? Yeah, please unmute and speak. Sai, okay, you want to speak, Sai? Signal problem for the students too. So students, if anybody wants to speak, please unmute and share your thoughts on Gandhiji. So meanwhile, if any student comes forward, I'll talk about the Gandhi's concept of Sarvodaya, what all our Professor Bala Lakendra sir and Chinmay sir and Professor Ramlu sir has said. What is this concept of Sarvodaya? Gandhi's concept of Sarvodaya means it's a multifaceted development of the individuals, families, group, society, and as a nation. And how is it possible? And he said that all must have access to all the basic minimum and material needs like housing, education, health, security, and a decent living and self-respect and security. Also, he demanded for all the castes of the society, because at that time caste system was prevalent, and he fought for the rights of the underprivileged sections of the society, and he started a magazine, and he has written so many books for the welfare of the underprivileged sections of the society. So how much he has worked, that we have to take it from the concept of Sarvodaya. That means the welfare of all the people that are living under this and providing them at least the bare minimum needs like housing, health, education. Still, they are not accessible to so many poorer sections of the society. And he has given a talisman. If you read any textbook, there is a if you read some NCERT textbook, there is a foreword in the talisman. So if any time if you feel that you read this talisman, the talisman says that so many people who are without these basic needs, you please remind them in your mind. Definitely the concept of selfishness will be removed from your mind. He says that every drop of your tear must be removed. It must be wiped out from the eyes of the poor. That is the talisman. So whenever some sort of selfishness comes to our mind, you just remind these words. Every tear must be wiped out from every eye on this earth. That means we have to fulfill the needs of the poor people. So according to this spirit only, Gandhi, the NSS scheme was started. As Swami Vivekananda said, serving God means serving the poor people, serving every jiva. So even Gandhi said that technology is just a means and it's not an end. So for the present day youth, please remember that this is a very valid and right point that you have to take from Gandhi's thought. Now you are taking technology as the end, but all other things as a means. But technology is a means, and you should use it in a proper manner. Please don't misuse the social media, and use the technology as a means for your higher studies and for your higher goals that you should learn from this. And also you should think about economy should be human centered. That now our economic policies should take this into account while framing all the policies. That is, economy should be human centered. And very much relevant even today is politics should not be diversed from ethics. So he said that the politics should not be diverse from ethics. Ethical principles must be followed in all the arenas, even it in business or politics or everywhere. That also you must keep in mind these things. So students, please, and he said that religions, he talked about religion should unite, not divide. That's a major thing you can take from Gandhi's ideology and thought, to put it in a simple way. So students, please, if anybody wants to share your thoughts, please share your thoughts. And the very relevant idea that Gandhi has proposed was material development and moral development must go together. Nowadays, we are feeling that materialistic development is the sole thing. But what happened? Now nature has proved that in some ways it is superior. So we are not focusing just on material progress, but that should not be the approach to development. Alternative development strategies have to be designed according to Gandhian ideology and Gandhian philosophy. And as a student, it is your duty. The whole aim of NSS is taking the campus to community spirit, as Professor Bala sir has said. So campus to community means please live with the poor people, observe the conditions of the poor people, and serve them. That is the spirit of NSS. So any of the students, this program is for you. So please, I want all the students to participate. I have given a prior notice also. Yeah, anybody wants to share their views, please. Sai Chitra, you are there.
Yeah, student, don't be afraid. Just you take some time. Take time. Yes. Just take time, and then at least you say 5 lines about Gandhi. You must be 18 plus, or maybe going to be 18 years because you are in a college. So till then you must have heard about Gandhi and his philosophy. So I request all of you, at least you speak what you feel and how you take NSS as a community development program. So whatever you understand, you just express. And you know, when you will express, you will learn some things, and then you will be fearless. You know, so you should defeat fear. Don't worry. Don't be fearful. Come forward and speak what you feel about Gandhi, what you feel about your community, what you feel about this present COVID and your role. So you please speak. Ariman Pathak, you are there? Ariman Pathak. There are, I can see so many students. Or other than students, if somebody else, a faculty member, any faculty member can speak. I can see a few names.
Good afternoon, everyone, sir.
Yes, Madam
Yes,
Ranjita ji. Yes,
yes,
please.
this is
Welcome,
Ranjita,
welcome.
Assistant Professor of Commerce
Ji,
from
vanakkam.
Government Degree College, Armoor, Nizamabad, Telangana, sir. So it is very wonderful to attend the webinar, sir. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers of such a webinar with a topic which is so relevant to the present society, sir. And I am very much fortunate to have the speakers of the Banaras Hindu University to speak about the wonderful, on the wonderful topic, sir. So it is very much relevant to the students of the present day to know the ideologies of Gandhiji, sir. So you have enlightened us, and the need of Gandhiji ideologies, and also it is the need of the hour, because the present day students feel themselves indifferent in the society, and the lack of responsibility as a part of society. I feel that your message and the lectures given by the resource persons have enlightened the students and motivated them to feel themselves responsible, to be better citizens of the society, to share their social responsibility as educated men and women, as the part of the people who are a part of the society and who are blessed to have the college education, to be a part of NSS, because many of these minimum facilities are deprived by many students in the society. So your words have enlightened them, I feel that, and they feel responsible and fortunate to have heard your words, and also to make their own efforts for a better society. Maybe their help in any way in this situation of COVID, or for being the better citizens of the society, or for their future, achieving their goals and accomplishments, whatever it may be. I feel that your words have definitely enlightened them to be the better citizens of India. And not only the students, sir, we ourselves felt motivated by your words, and we have taken the words of the resource persons, and once again we have motivated ourselves to make all efforts and to give our best to the students as the part of the society, as the part of the higher education institution, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you, Ranjita madam, for your valuable words. So any of the students, please, if you want to share your views on Gandhi, please.
So, as we all know that Gandhiji emphasized on simplicity, kindness and truth, and non-violence as his life's mantra. These are all the essential things that we as students have to learn and follow from him. Moreover, he wanted the youth of today to follow moral values. His ideas and philosophy teaches a lot about his morals and principles. His simple life and sacrifice to the nation are the takeaways for today's youth. He wished Indian youth to get inspiration and follow his ideals to lead a peaceful India. Gandhiji and his messages are timeless contribution to humanity, irrespective of time and space. No doubt he is a global leader inspiring millions of people across the world even today. This is why United Nations Organizations UNO has declared Gandhi's birthday on 2nd October as the International Day of Non-Violence. We, as the youth of India, have to gain inspiration from his principles, dedication and mission for the benefit of our nation and ourselves. I thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity.
Very good, Anam Firdaus. Excellent explanation about Gandhi and philosophy. Very good. Harshita, you want to speak? Harshita? Few words on
No,
Gandhi.
ma'am. Okay, I have not prepared anything as such, but I'm a very practical person. So I'll speak about one practice of his that I have actually adopted, trying to adopt in my life.
Yeah.
And nothing more, because I have not read as much as you all have.
Yeah,
But the one thing that that has struck me very deeply, that he
Signal breaking.
liked. His favorite song was Vaishnav Janto Tene Kahi. To myself to the maximum extent. I always, whenever I am in interaction with other people, I always problem might be. And this is one principle of his that has helped me a lot as a person, in practical life. So that's all I can say. And he was obviously a very, he's a Mahatma, obviously. No words more to add. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. And thank you, Bala sir, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Harshita.
Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you. Really, it was good to listen to you. And I know that every youth can speak. The only thing is that like Bhavna came forward and she spoke something. I request all of you, because this is a very good platform. Hyderabad and this Banaras Hindu University, you all are in between that. So we are from Banaras, the holy place, and madam is from Hyderabad. Your college is from Hyderabad. So like Dr. Bhavna madam, she was speaking. Yes, you please speak. Whatever you feel about Gandhi and whatever you have heard.
So
And if you have any question,
actually, I'm Harshita Shrivastava. This is actually my mom's phone. So it's, I'm a student of Faculty of Commerce only. So
very nice, Harshita. Nice to
yeah,
know.
my
Yes,
name is
yes.
Harshita.
Harshita. Okay. Very good, Harshita. And you should be the role model for others also. Even one of the student, Gana, he was just speaking. So yes, you please speak. Speak.
Oh. So I think now I request Dr. Radhika Madam, a Vice Principal of BJR Government Degree College, Narayanguda, to speak a few words and give the concluding remarks for this national webinar. Radhika Madam, please.
Respected, yes ma'am. Respected panelist speakers of today's webinar, Dr. Bala Lakendra sir and Dr. Gunnar Ravindra Reddy sir, who couldn't participate today and due to technical problem, and Chinmay sir and Ramlu sir. I thank all of you on behalf of BJR principal, staff and students for cultivating or motivating our students with Gandhian principles. Yes, truly, sir. And I request all my dear students to follow the policies of our Father of Nations, to take all these into account, why they are all being recognized by all of us. Even today, after this is the 150th birth anniversary, which we are celebrating tomorrow, even then we are sticking to his principles, the old golden principles what we have now, and they are to be inculcated, they are to be followed everywhere, and that is the reason we are enjoying this freedom in India and everywhere, because of we have these moral principles and all, we are trying to live in this community and in this society, and proud to be an Indian in this nation. And we thank our Father of Nation for giving us, for bringing us in his path. So let us all pray for it and follow all these principles, abide by these principles, follow them, and be on our stand of these principles. And I thank all the panelist speakers for motivating our students through your valuable speeches. And we expect, and we have today connected from north to south, where we could see the speakers and few students also. And we request all of you to give us, to be with you all and participate in such webinars. Thank you all. And I thank our principal, Dr. Balabhaskar Garu, who has given us this opportunity and who is the backbone behind this program, who has been encouraging our NSS coordinator, Malika Madam, who has taken, within a short time, Madam was planning, though she is very busy with her research work. She has done this program in a very well organized way. And I thank our Kishan sir, the program officer, NSS program officer, immediately to take up this activity and make arrangements for this. I thank Muniswamy sir for supporting us in organizing this, without whom we all cannot see each other here. And thank you all for your cooperation. I thank all the staff members who have enthusiastically participated, all the faculty and students. And thank
you, Radhika ma'am.
Staff and students.
Thank you, Radhika ma'am, for always being with us and for supporting and guiding us. So to conclude, actually, I want to propose vote of thanks. Before that, I want to share 4 important principles for the students, Gandhian principles. Please don't forget in your life, duties are more important than rights. Treat the society above yourself. Consider village or city neighborhood as a basic unit of the society. All religions or great, have respect for them, and respect the dignity of every individual and his basic human rights. That is very important. Nature is sacred. It sustains us. Do not interfere with it thoughtlessly. So please follow these basic 5 principles in your entire life. This is a nutshell of the entire Gandhian philosophy that I want to conclude. So before that, I want to propose a vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank our dynamic principal, Dr. P. Balabhaskar sir, because without him, this program will not have happened. And I thank our dynamic coordinator of Usmania University, Professor Ramulu sir. And I thank Professor Bala Lakendra sir, because in spite of his busy schedule and meetings today, he accepted our invitation and he has given a holistic account of the entire Gandhian philosophy. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Really, we are elated by your presence. I would like to thank Dr. Ashok sir, our regional director of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. And I would like to thank Dr. Chinmay Roy sir for being with us and sparing his valuable time and giving valuable speech and valuable thoughts, sharing valuable thoughts to all our students. And I would like to thank our vice principal madams, Radhika ma'am and Geeta Lakshmi Patnaik madam. They are with us always, constantly motivating us. Thank you for all everything, ma'am. And I would like to thank Dr. Muniswamy sir for giving us technical support all the night. The entire night we have toiled. We stayed until 1 o'clock. Really, from the bottom of my heart, really grateful to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I would like to thank all the members of Faculty of Social Sciences and Dr. K. Suryanaran sir, Faculty of Commerce, Faculty of Sciences of BJR Government Degree College, and my colleague Dr. H. Kishan sir. The entire background work he has done, pulling up the students, motivating the students. So I thank Dr. H. Kishan sir, the NSS program officer in our college. So I thank each and everyone for being with me and making this program a grand success. And my valuable message to students, so when this type of interaction happens with other universities, please come forward and interact. That's how you can develop a wider perspective on different aspects. So all these webinars, these are the purpose of the students, whether it be Banaras Hindu University students or our Usmania students. Please exchange your views. This is a student exchange kind of thing, so that your horizons will be widened on different aspects. So please come forward from next time when we are planning such things like this. Make most of the use of these things, best use of these types of platforms for portraying your ideas. I congratulate Anam Firdaus. Excellently, she has given a poem, and how she has reacted immediately, like Harshita, Shashidhar Reddy, so many students. I congratulate them who have participated. Deepu and Tarun, they are also very good students who are with us in our NSS, because without students, I'm like without a backbone. So your students are my backbone really in the BJR Government Degree College. So I thank each and everyone. So I want to close the meeting, sir. Bala Lakendra sir, thank you very much for being with us. Chinmay sir, thank you. And I thank our Ramlu sir also, because of urgent meeting, sir has left, sir. He has another urgent meeting.
Madam, we thank you. We thank you for taking pain and